What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Back again with another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, gonna show you guys the best marches that I was using in the season of Strife. Our season has finally come to an end. We ended up winning, and today I'm gonna show you guys the artifacts, the war pets, and the marches that I was using to get all the merits that I got. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more content. Turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Let's get started. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, the first ever season of Strife has come to an end, and we ended up winning. All the NA haters are not happy right now. They are pissed off. NA teamed up with Echo to take on BDO and ACDC. A lot of people wanted us to lose, but we ended up winning the season. A massive shout out to Echo. They have been like the star of this season. Everybody's talking about them. They did an amazing job in this KVK. But for now, we're going to talk about the best marches, the marches that I've been using. First of all, show you guys the merit rankings and see what's up. I got 21 million merits, position number 87. I'm going to show you guys the marches that I was using. So we're going to start off with my number one lineup, which is this one right here. Preset number one. This is what it looks like. A team of 4 celestial marches. I found a sweet spot to get all these marches to bring back the same amount of merits. Here is an image showing you guys the merit report for one of the fights that I did. If I don't get targeted, this is what I get most of the time. All of these marches are composed of celestials, so let's see what they are made of. Starting off with Lilia and Thea. I have level 2 Infernal Flame. I'm not a mega whale, so I don't really spend on artifacts. And this is the pet that I was using. It is 2 stars. It has 314 spirits. I've been regenerating it, trying to get something better, but it is not working out. As of right now, I am trying to get a 3-star Sapphire Frederick. I have about 8 1-star talent skills, so I'm gonna see what I do with them. Trying to get this to a 3-star. And the next march I have on the list is the regular Bertrand and the Tohar with the Celestials. This is my best artifact in the game right now, the Mirage Orb, level number 4. That is as far as I got. And then this is the pet. This is what it looks like. I'm still trying to develop them, so that's going to be something for the future. The third march is the surprise march of the season. We have Margaret and Zayda. This march is awesome. It is an archer pairing, however, it is working for mages as well. I just hope the game developers don't change these pairings in the next update, because I feel like they are going to do it. Now this is awesome because, you know, mages are the last one on the cycle in a brand new season, which means the archers are gonna come first. And all the archer players are gonna enjoy 3 seasons with their archers before we get the mages. So I think this is a good thing. Right now, you can use these archers with your mages as you wait for the new mages who are going to show up in a very long time. So this is what I have been using. The seasonal talent I had here was the provocation. While in the field, Legion deals 20% more normal attack damage and takes 10% less hero skill damage. I'm not sure if this one is the best, but this is what I was using. I was rocking the Tear of Arbon because I don't have the Breath of the Argentis. And this is what the pet looks like. We got a 2-star and we have the advanced stone aura as well. Let's go back to the other marches. I didn't show you guys the seasonal talents I was using. For Lilia, I was using the Wield Shield. Legion magic units gain 10% magic attack and 10% HP. And for Tohar, I was using Oracle's Grace. You get attack increase of 15% and 15% less hero skill damage taken. It served me pretty well. Like I said, all of these 4 marches were bringing me the same amount of merits as shown in this picture right here. Moving on to the 4th march, we have the Velin Underworlder again with Celestials. For the first 70% of the season, I was using this march with the Vestals. I wasn't so happy with the merits. And then I trained more Celestials, which allowed me to have 4 Celestial marches on the field. And I think it was the coolest thing that I did for the season. because now I get the same amount of merits across all 4 mages, which is awesome. I am rocking the Phoenix Eye level 5 maxed out. We have a second Sapphire Frederick. This is what it looks like. I'm keeping this one at 2 stars, and I was planning on putting one skill over here known as the interruption. If I get a 3-star version, I think that's gonna go here. It's gonna piss off a lot of venomous lizards in the future, so I'm just hoping to get a 3-star interruption. And then for the seasonal talent, the mastery skill. For the mastery skill, I was using the Lights of Soland. I took out the Waldar's 4th skill, the one that gives him a shield. I think it triggers after every 20 seconds. I didn't like it. Ever since I put this Lights of Soland over here, this march gives me the same merits as Bertrand and Tauhar. So it's pretty good. And then when we go to my infantry march, this is what I have. I have 2 different pets for my infantry. I have this one. If I'm going to fight people in a cluster, like a lot of mages who are like in small spaces, this is what I use. And then if I know I'm going to be blocked by many infantry, I switch to this pet right here. The 2-star venomous lizard, this is what I use. So these are the marches for the season of Strife. This was my MVP marches of the season. Again guys, I hope the devs don't change this march, because it gives us 1 mage march to use as we wait for the mages. As you know, the mages are the last one in the cycle. So I hope the devs just keep it the way it is. Now let's move on to my next pairings, next preset for the season. The next preset for the season is going to be the archer setup. I did not use my archers a lot this season. I was using the mages. The mages did so much for me. So this is the archer lineup that I was using. I got 4 archers to use on the field. I did not bring these marches out. I didn't even put any seasonal talents. I think I used them about 2 or 3 times the entire season. I was mostly using the mages and healing them with resources, which is pretty much what I did. And then for the infantry, I forgot to show you guys the talent that I was using. I was using the Winged Embrace. Legion gain 20% march speed and takes 10% less damage. That is because this march is part of my 5 march cavalry to increase the march speed. And this is what it looks like for the 5 march cavalry. So yeah, this is what I was using all seasons. I have no regrets whatsoever. I think this was my most favorite mastery skill for the season. Forgive me if I keep saying seasonal talents. I don't know what I'm thinking. I just keep mixing them up. But this is what I was using for the season. It served me well. So this is my archer setup. I come out with 4 archers. They move together at the same speed. Let's see. I already designed the talent tree so that they move together. So this was pretty good. Now we're gonna go on to the next march preset. I think I'm gonna show you guys the talent trees at the end. Or maybe let me show you guys the war pet that I was using with this preset. So gonna send them back to the city and then show you guys the pets and the artifacts. Okay, gonna deploy multi-create preset number 3. This is the gilded crossbow level number 2. Not a whale. I don't spend on artifacts. And this is the war pet. This is what I use. As you notice here, I have Zeta as the primary. That is because Magrat is with the Celestials with the Celestial talent tree, which is why I put Zeta as the primary with the Archer talent tree. And then we have Syndrion over here with a level 5 Shadow Blades, and this is what the pet looks like. I only have level 1 Gold Crest, which is why I'm not using it. The third march is Kinara and Husk with a level 2 Rattle Spear. And then this is the pet. Moving on to the next one, we have Nico and Indis. This is the level 5 Heart of the Kamasi. And then I was using a Sand Lizard as well. So this is what I have for my archer setup. As for Goresh and Skogul, we already discussed it. This is what it looks like. We have level 1 Spiritborn Torque. And this is the pet that I use depending on the situation. Lastly, we're going to check out my multiple cavalry lineup. So let's go, guys. This is the first one that I like to use. This one is made of a 5-march cavalry. As of right now, it is moving at a 54% march speed. That is because of Urag. My Urag is only 5422. The march speed here is only 5%. I am missing another 5% march speed. As soon as I get this skill to 5, all my cavalry are going to be moving at maybe 58 or 59% march speed. So that is what I am waiting for. As of right now, I have synchronized the march speed here and I really like it. Now there are so many ways you can put deputy on your cavalry commanders. It's just going to be dependent on what you want. You could use a Craig. Craig can do some AoE, or you could use a Kinara over here. It's going to be up to you. So this is the artifact, level 5 Kingslayer. This is the pet, a 2-star Shadow Frederick, 2-star Berserk Frederick I mean. And then I have a 2-star Fierce Attack. This is a must-have for your cavalry troop type. So you're going to have the talent skill for the pet, you're going to have a Fierce Attack, and you're going to have a Super Fierce Attack. It's a must-have on each cavalry march. Moving on to the next one, we have the regular Emrys and the Bakshi with the level 2 Spring Blades. And then this is the pet, 2-star. We got a Fierce Attack and we have Intense Fierce Attack. Those three are a must on your pets for cavalry. And then we go on to the third march. I have Mr. Theodore and Nika with Solan's Blade, level 5. And then I was rocking this golden rock. I think I have a better one that I need to change over here. Now I can use the Shadow Frederick as well because I can get 2 stacks from here to trigger the talent skill of the Shadow Frederick. This one right now doesn't work with this pairing, but it gives me rage accumulation. So that's something I'm gonna do for the future. I could also put Kinara here as a deputy because the bruise from Nika is going to be overwritten by the bruise from Theodore. So that's something I could change. I could put Kinara over here. And then when we go back to Mr. Forondil, I could put Nika as a deputy. Now Nika is going to give this Berserker Frederick 1 stack as well. So that is something that you can switch. And then for the next one, we have Urag and Tobin. This is what I have. This is the artifact, level 1. And then the pet, I use this Universal Sand Lizard on this march. Hopefully they introduce new pets next season, so that's what we're gonna see. And then for the final march, we have this guy Alistair and Indis. We have this artifact over here and we have this war pet, 2-star, which works flawlessly. So this is what I have right now. They all move at 54% march speed. Now, when I fight my enemies, I don't have unlimited cavalry, which means when I go out once with this march, when I come back, I won't have enough cavalry to make 5 marches. When that happens, I switch to my next lineup, which is this one right here. And this is probably the best 5-march cavalry lineup that you should make for yourself. You're gonna have Goresh and Skogul with the Winged Embrace Mastery skill. This is going to be a game changer for your lineup. This is what you need to use. It is awesome. It is fantastic. This is what I have been using all seasons. As you can see, I have different deputies. I can put anybody else. Doesn't really matter. So this is the second lineup that I like to use for my cavalry. Next season, we're going to be getting new infantry heroes. And I hope one of them have some kind of march speed. Which is why I'm going to be switching to 3 cavalry marches and then 2 infantry. The 3 cavalry marches will be the skill commanders as the primary. We're going to have Bakshi primary, we're going to have Urag primary, and we're going to have Theodore primary, with the deputies being Forondil, Emrys, and this guy over here. Then I'm just going to put those 2 infantry commanders over here. It's just going to be dependent on how much cavalry I have left. I only have 1.5 million cavalry. Whenever I go out and I get defeated, when I come back, I cannot go back out again with 5 march cavalry, which is why I have a different preset lineup ranging from 3 march cavalry to 4 march cavalry to 5 march cavalry. So this is what I've been using all season, guys. I think now I'm going to show you guys the talent trees for the marches if you want to copy some of them. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, let's check out the talent trees that I've been using for this season. We have the Lilia and the Thea. This is what the talent tree looks like. I have the Orb of Protection to trigger 1 shield from Thea to give the 10% attack. This is what I have for these pairings. We have Bertrand over here. I've been using a test talent tree. I haven't changed it. I don't recommend you copy this. This is what I've been using all season. I think it has served me well. I'm still testing it. Gonna see if I need to make some changes in the future. I still have 2 points that I need to drop somewhere. Not sure where I'm gonna put them yet. But this is what I've been using for my Bertrand. And then we have the Magrat working with Celestials. This is what I have. Again, I just hope the devs don't change anything with Magrat. I hope they don't nerf this hero. I think it's a good thing for the game. We have to wait for a long time for new mage commanders. I think this one fills the void and just makes it not so lonely. What else? We have Mr. Walter as the primary. This is gonna be your regular primary skill tree. I think most of you know what this is. This is the skill tree that I've been using for Walter and the Verlin. I think I need to change the march speed just a little bit so that they all move together. Otherwise, this is what I have right now. And then we're gonna check out Mr. Goresh over here. And here is the talent tree. As you notice, I've taken both march speed from here. I'm very happy with this march speed because it allows me to refresh my infantry very fast. And on top of that, I have this winged embrace. This has been very awesome for the season. I can just switch my infantry and just bring them into the field to support my mages. It was awesome. Powerful march speed, powerful performance. Now we're going to move on to the archer pairings. We had Zeta as the primary. I don't recommend this talent tree. If you want to try it out, it's going to be up to you, but this is what I use. I have this one here to punish the mages, and I went all in on the normal attacks on the different branches. So this is what I have. The march speed has been synchronized for all the archers. They move together at the same speed. What was the next one? The next one was Nico. Oh my goodness, what kind of talent tree is this? Well, I was trying something new just to punish some mages, but I don't recommend this talent tree. This was just for a test. So what is the next one? We're gonna check out Syndrion. Here is my Syndrion talent tree, what I used all season. This is what it looks like. If you want a copy, I recommend this one to you if you want. It's pretty good. And what else? What was the next archer hero? We had Kinara. Kinara as the primary. So for Kinara, I was using the regular control talent tree just to apply some control effects on the enemy. The main point being this one right here, blindside. Slow them down by 30% and just wreck them completely. Pretty good. I still have 1 point. I don't know where I'm gonna drop it. So that's it for the archers. Now we're gonna move on to my cavalry. The cavalry lineup. The talent trees. We're starting off with Emrys. I think they move at 51% march speed. Is it 54? I don't remember. So this is what it looks like for Emrys. This is the talent tree. I picked up march speed from many places. If you're building your talent tree, don't forget there is 5% march speed over here as well. And as you can see here, my third skill for Emrys is not maxed out. You also have to put that into the equation if you're trying to build your multiple cavalry marches. The next one, we had Theodore as a primary, getting 18% more Legion march speed from here. We go to the talent tree and see how I build up the speed. As you can see, I went into the garrison and picked up 4% march speed to synchronize everything together. That is something that you're gonna have to do. And don't forget that Theodore also has 10% march speed in his skill. Who was the next primary? We had Mr. Tobin. I couldn't use Urag as the primary because I couldn't pick a lot of might speed from him. Now I could use the winged embrace, but I used that winged embrace on my infantry to make them a little bit faster. So this is what I have for Urag. I grabbed almost every single might speed for Urag. Again, when you're designing your Urag talent tree, you need to pay attention to this node right here, Shield of Stability. Your Legion gain 1% more defense and takes 1% less damage, but their might speed is reduced by 2%. So you gotta put that into the equation as well, because you could give this like 56% might speed and you forget about this Shield of Stability, you will have only 54% might speed. So you gotta keep that in mind. Who else was the next one? We had Alistair also. Alistair is using the Spring Bird Feather artifact, so I had to reduce some might speed by 30%. This is what the talent tree looks like. If you want to copy, that's up to you. As you can see here, I only picked up 2% might speed, and from here again you get a minus 2% might speed reduction. So you got to put that into the equation as you're building your talent tree. And I think the last one on the list, let's check out Forondil. Here is the talent tree for Forondil. Again, I went in the control side. This one is here to stop people from running away, which is pretty good. As you can see here, I only have 4% might speed from here, so you have to be very careful when you pick the might speed. Don't forget you have another 5% might speed from here. And Forondil also gives you 20% might speed from his skill when he is the primary. Those are the things you need to consider when you design your talent tree. Otherwise, they won't be moving together. And then my final melee cavalry is Mrs. Skoggle right here. So this is what the talent tree looks like. You see, we got might speed from here. We got 5% might speed from here. We have 15% infantry might speed. I picked up this 2 might speed from here, all of it. You gotta take this one as well, and you need to grab this one as well. Now with this talent tree, it's gonna be awesome with Nika as a deputy with the Spring Bird Feather. But for me, I use this talent tree with Goresh, which is 10% faster, which means my infantry is faster than all of my cavalry. When I charge towards an enemy, my infantry is the first one to hit the enemy. And when we go to the talents, to the training camp for the heroes, you're gonna see something awesome. Is it the Berserker Charge? Yep, Berserker Charge is gonna reduce the might speed of your enemies by 75% for 8 seconds. This is the game changer. If you are trying to chase a cavalry on the map, just put Skoggle with Goresh, 20% Winged Embrace, and put the Spring Bird Feather. No cavalry is gonna get away from you. You just touch them with this skill, 8% might speed reduction. There is no escape. So this is what I've been using all season. These are the talent trees. Some changes can be made. Next season, I'm gonna be trying something different. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.